The Ministry of Youth, Sport and Child Development, Ministry of Arts dispersed amounts totaling 8,732,893 kwacha between 7th July 2020 and 30th July 2021 to 4 provinces to fund agriculture projects. However, as of 31st October 2021, the disbursement of funds to beneficiaries had been delayed for periods ranging 2 and 14 months after the funds were released to provinces. See table below.
A 2-hour deliberation on the procurement of fuel tankers ended with some questions not answered by former management at the Ministry of Youth and Sports. It started well as then Permanent Secretary Joe Kapembwa explained that the ministry resolved to empower youths in the sports fraternity but failed to state as to whether minutes were recorded or not.
Yeah, so there was a request, I guess, though I don't have any documentations here, all the documentations were left there at ministry. There was a request from the Department of Youth to vary funds, and I'm sure, to the best of my knowledge, what I indicated on that approval was Director Finance, Director Youth, and I guess the Procurement ensure that as you vary these funds, they should be done within the confines of the law. I think whatever documentations I approved, I used to guide like that. And I'm sure, as the Director of Youth has indicated, they should have had some sitting to arrive to those various variations. They should have sat as a department as well as senior management to vary those funds.
It was then ruled that the correct position stood that there were no minutes recorded with regards to how the ministry made a resolution for the commencement of the youth empowerment program at the ministry. Time came, however, when Nalolo Member of Parliament Imanga Wamnyima requested to know how the 2.5 million kwacha was spent on workshops over the empowerment scheme without coming up with a proper communication strategy.
Here is a ministry that should have corporate governance. A ministry that has people who must work for the Zambian people. You are given 2.5 million to undertake a communication strategy so that you can sensitize youths on youth empowerment funds. But you spend this 2.5 million on workshops, allowances, administrative activities, no communication strategy. So my question is, why did you spend 2.5 million having meetings without coming up with a communication strategy? And how did you sensitize these empowerment programs? The second question is, how did they sensitize these empowerment programs? If they spent 2.5 million without a strategy, now they went on to engage in 2 empowerment programs, who were the beneficiaries?
Committee member Jacqueline Sabao, however, asked Permanent Secretary Chileshe Kangwa to tell the committee why some documents were missing.
Despite you people being in the ministry, you don't even know who came up with the idea of the tankers. Hence, this is why you have challenges even in the implementation. However, PS, going forward, you should be involved in the activities of the ministry when something comes, because a ministry is the one that identifies the needs of anything in a country. So for you should have an understanding, even when you are gone, you should answer questions.
As the meeting went on, emotions were high. Mr. Wamnyima requested former Permanent Secretary to give proper positions of the procurement of the fuel tankers.
I think my role as PS really was to ensure that procedures and processes were followed. And I've got
former PS order
documentations to that effect.
Former PS order, there's a point of order, Honorable Wamnyima.
Former controlling officer, as you are advancing, you must be specific.
This one doesn't
because you know, here before us we have a situation which does not make sense even to you as former PS. So be honest with yourself, search your soul. Do not even justify this confusion here where you... So as you are referring to advancing that to the chair, be more specific.
The position was not clear, And the sitting ended with a committee requesting that then Permanent Secretary Joe Kapembwa, King Long and Haiga Bus Management be present in the next meeting. Joanne Savila, Diamond News.
As a chair, I never